Hello there and welcome back to the channel. My name is Aiden H Talks. I rank, I review, and I react to all types of movie media. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Today we have an interesting one. I'm going to be revisiting an older movie, one that came out in 2020, only because its sequel is coming out this week. And that movie, as you know by the thumbnail and title of this video, is Extraction. Now, just to preface, Extraction is a phenomenal action movie. I enjoyed my time watching it back in 2020, and I enjoyed my time rewatching it. And I want to get this video up in preparation for the sequel that comes out later, because I'm going to be reviewing that as well. We have Extraction 2, Elemental, and The Flash all this week. So it's gonna be a pretty busy week, and I decided to get this one up as soon as I can. Extraction currently has a 67% critic score and a 70% audience score. It's an action mystery thriller, only an hour and 57 minutes long. Obviously, as I said, came out in 2020 in the height of the pandemic. So this one got a lot of viewers, I'm assuming, because during the pandemic, streaming was going absolutely crazy. You drop a movie like this, a lot of people are gonna sit down and watch it with their family. And it like I said, it's a great action movie. And so I'm excited to get in and talk about what we can expect from Extraction 2 and what things I hope that they do different in order to make the sequel only better than this one. A black market mercenary who has nothing to lose is hired to rescue the kidnapped son of an imprisoned international crime lord. But in the murky underworld of weapons dealers, drug traffickers, an already deadly mission approaches the impossible. Now, this movie is directed by Sam Hargrave, and it's one of the best things that it has going for it, because Sam Hargrave is better known as an American stunt coordinator. I don't know why I said American, I'm reading off of his summary right here. He is a stunt coordinator, but he has done stunts for some crazy movies. I'm talking about Avengers, Hunger Games Catching Fire, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Conan, Blood and Bone, Crooked, all types of crazy action movies, but he's also directed a couple, and he's even coming back for the sequel. And also, I should state that these movies are being produced by the Russo brothers, so they have their hand in this as well. And so I'm hoping that they can get past their cherries and their gray mans, and they can kind of step back and let Sam Hargrave do what he did with the first Extraction movie. That way it can only be levels above. And now that we have all of that out of the way, we can get into the review. So Tyler Rake obviously is played by Chris Hemsworth, and I think this role is great. Tyler is this complex character that we kind of know nothing about. It reminds me of Drive, but not to like that certain extent, to where we don't know much about our main character, yet we still are rooting for him, and we still learn to love him as the movie goes on. And even the moments he shares with this boy that he has to rescue, the moments that they have together when it's all quiet and it's just them two talking, are great as well, and it elevates his character that much more. And it's in moments like this that we find more pieces of Tyler Rake's character. We see that he has a son that he has unfortunately lost, and he doesn't really have a family anymore. So throughout the movie, we're kind of wondering why he's going to these lengths to save this boy, why he doesn't just hang it all up, go back home and relax as he was doing in the beginning of this film. And so we're wondering these things that's going on through our head. And then we get these moments that he shares with this younger boy, and we realize that in a way he kind of sees his son in him. And if he doesn't, he knows that he has to save him, because all of these crime lords and all of these drug syndicates are going to be coming after him for that bounty of $10 million. And when they come after him, I mean they are coming. Like, it's insane the lengths that these people will go, the scenes that they will make, these big action sequences, and all of this destruction that they will leave in their path just to get to this boy. But Tyler sees that in him. He knows that he can't let this kid just go to waste, as he is told in the beginning of the movie. He's told to just leave the kid behind. It's not worth his time, but Tyler knows deep down that he wants to save him. He sees something in this kid, and he doesn't want to leave another kid behind that doesn't deserve it. And there's even a beautiful piece of dialogue shared between these two characters. Ovi, the kid he has to rescue, is talking to Tyler, and he says that some points he would be having dinner with his father, and he would think in his head, this man just took another father away, and I'm sitting here eating dinner with him. And he tells that to Tyler because he calls Tyler a hero. He calls him brave, and Tyler is so quick to just brush that aside. He says he's not brave because he's done some bad things. So we can already see this character dealing with a lot of internal things, which only makes you want to see him survive. It makes you want to see him get to the end, save the kid, so that he can have some sort of closure in that, because we find out in the movie that his son unfortunately died of lymphoma, and he wasn't there in his last moments. He decided to voluntarily go to Kandahar to continue being a mercenary so that he can kind of shut himself away from what he would have to face watching his son pass away. And we can only imagine that this is the reason why he is not in contact with his wife. But I mention all of this stuff because it's pretty important to what Extraction 2 is trying to do and what Extraction 2 is trying to set up. Because in the trailer, they mention a lot of this stuff. They mention a lot of, why do you come back? Why did you come back to this mission? Why did you pick this specific mission up when you can just hang it all up and stay retired?
You fought your way back. You just have to find out why.
And so I don't know if that was a through storyline that they thought out when they were making this movie, but to set these things up in this film and then to just build upon that in the next one, I can only hope that those emotional moments will be highlighted a lot more. Not that there weren't a lot in here, but it's like you need something to complement all of the crazy action in here, because the action is insane. I mean, they play around with these crazy one shots. This whole driving sequence, there are no cuts at all. I mean, I'm sure that there are, but with movie magic, it makes it look like a continuous one shot of just this crazy action. And so it has its moments, you know, it's not like on some John Wick level that you're doing some revolutionary stuff, but it's still really fun. It's a lot of crazy stuff to just sit there and witness and see Tyler Rake go absolutely ham on all of these people. And so you have all of this action, you have a compelling story, a heartful story. How do you expand on that in the second one? How do you highlight those emotions a lot more and give us those emotional moments? Make the character of Tyler Rake even better than the first one. And so I'm touching on all of this because I can only expect to see a lot of that in the second film. And so I don't know if this was a completely thought out story from the first into the second and then maybe even a third. But if it's not, I mean, I hope they do a really good job building upon what they already have established. And of course, if I want to touch on some more little negatives, some more quarrels I had with the movie, there's some stuff in here that is just like, it's typical movie stuff. I don't really like the ending. I get you have to set up your sequel, but I mean, even if they just wanted to do this movie and be done with it, they could have ended it on a perfect spot. It might have raised my score up even more, but I just have some problems with that, some problems with the story and how things end up playing out in this. A lot of it seems real fantasy-esque, and some moments took me out of the movie where I was like, are you sure that would go down that way? Or are you sure that would happen? Which, again, I completely understand. And another thing, can we stop doing this yellow hue anytime we visit a foreign country? That's why I have the light as a orange light today in honor of that, because that's one thing I hated so much about this movie. And it looks like in the next one, they're not doing that, but I say that, and there are a lot of shots in the second trailer that have this blue hue. So I swear, if we go somewhere up north, if we're in Germany, if we're in Norway or something like that, and instead of the yellow hue that they used for India, if they use the blue hue in this movie based off a certain location that they're at, I'm gonna absolutely lose my mind, because that is so not needed in these movies. But those are just some little negatives I had with the movie. Overall, my final rating is a 72 out of 100. It's a great movie. Go ahead and check it out. Just throw it on. It's less than 2 hours long, and the second one comes out this weekend. So if you want a nice little new movie release to watch and you want to catch up on the old one, this is the perfect time to do so. But I understand Flash and Elemental are coming out this week. Big movie nerds like me, we're going to be catching all 3, maybe even 4 with The Blackening coming out as well. But if you're the type to just stay home and throw on a new Netflix original, Extraction 2 is the one for you. So again, Extraction, a wonderful action movie with a lot of amazing moments, a lot of emotional moments, and an overall compelling story at its core. So Extraction 2, I can only hope will build upon that and expand what they've already established in their already great first movie. And that about wraps up the review. Extraction, wonderful movie. Check it out. Let me know if you've seen it already, what you thought of it, and let me know if you're checking out the second one in the comments down below. Also, while you're there, check out the link tree in the bio, check out my Letterboxd and all my other socials. Everything will be down there. And without further ado, that's my review. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.